introduce myself initially. I am Iryna, a product analyst from Steelsoft. And let me thank you, Vishnu, for this opportunity to be here today with you. And today I'm going to present you a topic connected with one of the use cases of our app. And it's called How to Manage Tasks Better with Powerful Inline Comments in Confluence. Actually, my goal today is to look at inline comments from different perspective, and I hope there will be some new information for you and you find it really helpful. I hope so. Just a few words about our company. Yeah, as Vishnu said, we are Atlassian Platinum Marketplace partner as well as Silver Solution partner. And we have over 11,000 customers in 80 countries all over the world. We have 20 more apps on the Atlassian Marketplace. And we develop apps for Jira, Confluence, and Bitbucket. And here are a few of our apps. You probably came across some of them on the marketplace. And today I'm going to talk about Talk Inline Comments for Confluence, and that's not without the reason, because actually I'm responsible for this app, and that's why I'm here today with you. Just a little bit of context. So inline comments, they serve us, as you probably know, as a tool for noting your observations, for initiating discussions, for adding remarks. So in general, it's a more contextual way to interact on the Confluence pages. Indeed, as you know, the comments on the bottom of the page are not that really relevant. How to say, I mean, sometimes you really need to be more specific to add like certain comments next to the special lines, add some insights and so on, so to be more specific. And here's the use case of inline comments comes up. So just to make sure that we are on the same line, I have this short video to make sure that you understand what I mean by saying Confluence pages on the bottom of the Confluence page. So here they are. So, having talked to users of Talk, I found that they use our inline comments in an unusual way. And, they use it as tasks. And, indeed, our Talk app has a lot of these features which help manage inline comments as if tasks. And let me introduce the features of our app. And actually, here's like a note that I won't elaborate on every feature because like we're time limited, and I don't want to overwhelm you overwhelm you with information, and I know that it's your leisure time after work time, so I suppose it would be too much information in terms of this presentation. So let me just review them. So our Talk comments work in edit mode. And as you probably know, native Confluence line comments, they actually don't provide this feature. And, there is often a use case when you have these two browser windows open side by side. And when you want to find the place where native inline comment was made, you need to open one browser window in edit mode and the next window in view mode, so that to find exactly that place where a comment was made. And it's really time confusing, and in general it's confusing. So our Talk feature provides this possibility to manage all the features of Talk in edit and in view mode as well. So the other feature is Talk suggestions. It's really a useful thing for especially reviewers, for content writers. For example, when they review the content of the page and would like to add certain remarks and to maybe paraphrase the sentence, they use this feature so that author of the page can apply automatically these changes if he accepts them. Adding color to a thread, I suppose it's pretty clear. Also, there is a feature Talk report. You can do viewing restrictions with our talks. You can add priority to it, archive discussions, and mark your favorite comments. Actually, I briefly mentioned the last 5 options because I'm going today to focus on them. So let me introduce you somebody. Here's team lead Jack. What is Jack responsible for? Jack is responsible for assigning tasks to the team members, for keeping track of their progress, and reporting accomplished tasks to a manager. And here's Jack, assistant Nancy. Nancy wants promptly address Jack tasks and keep important tasks at hand. So I suppose there's time to be more representative, and let me switch screens. So let me check in with you. Do you see this page? Uh, Let me know, please.
We still see slide.
Oh, do you? Okay, so I need to probably switch this screen. One moment.
Yep, sure.
Share screen, Chrome tab. Okay, research plan. Here it is. Okay, I suppose it's clear now. Let me know.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
So as you see, it's the page created by Jack, our team lead. And here's his profile. And it's a research plan, but it's still initial stage of the project. As you probably know, the initial stage of any project takes a lot of effort to make it neater, and there are a lot of doubts and certain moments and things for clarification when you in this initial stage. So Jack wants to engage other team members to help him to make this project more neater, and he wants to do that with the help of Talk Inline Comments. Um, okay, let me show you how you can manage our talks. In general, they work as Confluence native inline comments. So what I mean by that, when you highlight a certain part on the page, you can see this highlight actions pane. And along with this inline comment on the page, you can see our talk discussion icon and talk suggestion icon. I've told you about that before. Also there is a nice option when you press D on your keyboard. Uh, Once you do this, every time you hover any line on the page, you could see this megaphone icon, and you can add comments on the spot. So as you see, there is a table with participants, and Jack wants to ask his assistant Nancy to find the last participant to take part in this project, and he adds a comment, talk comment. So let's find Nancy, and let's ask her to do that. Um, I hope I didn't make a mistake. Okay, let's save it. Here you see this comment, and I suppose it looks like a task now. But Jack also wants to highlight the importance of this task because, finding the last participant of this project is like a baseline. And he wants to highlight the priority of it. And we have a feature for that. It's called Talk Priority feature. And by default, it has low priority, but you can set up medium or the high one. Let's select high priority. So it's about Jack. What about Nancy? Let me look at this so-called task from her perspective. And for these reasons, I need to change accounts and to manage these comments from Nancy's perspective. Okay. Nancy sees this task, and as I've already said, she wants to promptly address this task and have it at hand. Um, for that, we have this talk favorite feature, which it's like bookmark in your browser. Once you press this star icon, you could see this comment at hand. You could like follow this link or find these favorite comments right on this tab in your profile. Let's switch to this tab and I will show you this storage of all your favorite comments. Actually, favorite comments, it could be the comments that are really important for you, or you think that this like great idea and you could like have them at hand all the time. So for example, you could like answer these comments right here, or for example, if it's a comment from other space or page, we can like switch to this page and find ourselves exactly on this comment, and we can see the context of this comment. Let's check that. Okay, as you see, we found ourselves on other page, and now we can see other comments, all the previous comments, and add our comment here. Let's go back. Okay, one more time. Okay, I suppose now it's clear, but there could be a case which is more often when our page is really overloaded with comments. Okay, I see that it's not that monstrous page as it could be sometimes, but it also helped me to like show you all the cases which could like represent our talk features. So that's enough quantity of comments. So as you see, Nancy gets lost because there are really a lot of comments, and she wants to know whether she was mentioned somewhere, and maybe there are also tasks which she need promptly address. So for this use case, we have talk report feature. Let me show you. Okay, here's our talk report. What you can see here, you could like see the information from other space and other page. I mean information about all inline comments. But if you don't mention something else here, the report will be built from the comments on this page. So let's check it. What does this report include? Okay, here it is. And here you could find the following information. It's a page name, it's the name of initial comment, priority of this comment, status, discussion author, mentions, date started, and date resolved. So it helps Nancy to find her name in mentions column and see the comments where she was added. And maybe they somehow related to her. But as I mentioned, this page is not that big, and sometimes this report can include a lot more fields, a lot more lines. And I would like to show you a little life hack how to tackle this problem. Like just a few words. Um, as you probably know, our Steelsoft company is popular for this app. It's called Table Filter and Charts app. And just like a few words about it. When we add table filter on this page, we can wrap our talk report with table filter. And let me show you how we can manage this talk report in a better way. Okay, let's add filter. Let it be, for example, Nancy wants to see all the mentions with her name and start finding the comments with her part. And I see she's also mentioned here. Okay, as you see, the table became a lot shorter. For example, Nancy also wants to see only comments of a high priority. Let's set it. And you see the quantity of comments also became much shorter. And also you can see that there are resolved and open comments. And I suppose resolved is not really relevant for Nancy. So let's add only status, only open comments, and save changes. So as you see, the table became a lot shorter, and now it's like more clearly for Nancy. So this report also could be really useful for Jack as a superior. So I need to switch accounts again to look at this report from Jack's perspective. Okay. So let's press edit and go below. I suppose I can delete this report and form the new one. Okay, as I've said that you can mention here the name of the space from which you want to build up the report and space and the name of the page. So for example, let's build up report from this page, financial projections, and insert it right on this page. Okay, as you see, there is a little report and almost all the comments are resolved, but there is one comment open. So Jack wants to make sure why this comment wasn't performed by Lily, and we can navigate to this page and see the context of it. Let's check it. Okay, here you could see this dialogue, and for example, Jack can ask Lily why she didn't do this task, and yeah, some other things for clarification. So as you see, this report is also very useful for managers because they can track progress on these tasks and then report this progress to the other superiors. Okay, that's about the report. Also, there is also one feature that can help to make this page neater because when the page is dotted with these comments is not really how to say, it's sometimes really irritating. I would say that you see that there are a lot of tasks on the page. Of course you can collapse this bar and see this clear page, but although they are on the page and yeah, sometimes they can be really outdated and not relevant, or there could be other cases. For example, there could be comments which need additional information for clarification. For example, they need further investigation, and they until this will be hang on this page and make it not that clean. So we can what can we do this? We can make this comment archived. Instead of removing, we can choose this option, and you could see that this comment marked as archived, and just by pressing on any spot on the page, you could see that this comment has disappeared. So, and the megaphone icon became gray. But once you press it, and you can resume this discussion again. For example, let's restore it. You can delete these marks because they can be not that important. And yeah, that way you can archive all the discussions if they no, that's really pleasant for your eyes and yeah, have them at hand once you want to continue discussion. So, okay, what about Confluence native tasks? I suppose there also will be some champions of the native Confluence Inline tasks, and I would like to show you also how we can work with both inline comments, with inline comments and tasks. Let me find my meeting notes page. Okay, here it is. As you can see, this meeting notes page always includes some action items. Yeah, it's typical task report. And what we can do with it, we can also add some comments onto these tasks. For example, okay, just one word. In my opinion, it's not that really um, right. Like, when you see this open comment, open task, and it can include different statuses. For example, it could be in progress, it could be almost done, it could be barely started. So it's a very broad definition of an open task. And being a manager, it's really sometimes important to ask other people, like, to uh, elaborate on this progress of this task. So let's, for example, add some comment on it. Fred. Let's find Fred. Knowing with this task. Okay, and now as you see, this task is only relevant for Fred. So what we can do, Talk has like really must-have feature, because sometimes we don't want other people see this comment, and we can find this restrictions button, and we could see this default vision restrictions for all the comments of the space, and we can delete these groups and users. Also, it's very important to mention that you can restrict vision for the comments for individual users and groups as well. So let's delete all of them and add just Fred and apply these restrictions. So this comment will be visible only to Fred. We can check that. Let's switch accounts again. And for example, let it be Nancy again. Okay. As you see, the page is clear. The coast is clear. So yeah, this is the way you can work with tasks and inline comments at the same time. I suppose I've managed to show you all the use cases which could help you to work with inline comments as tasks, and also with tasks and inline comments at the same time. So I suppose there is the time for your questions, and yeah, Q&A section. I suppose I'm done with my information for today.
Okay, thanks, Iryna. That was great. So we have just opened the Q&A boxes here. Team, if you
Mm-hmm.
have any question, post it. I think I
Mm-hmm.
have. I see only my question there, so I just started a question. Iryna, if you can read it, or I can read
Mm-hmm.
it for you. Uh,
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm.
well, I couldn't see the native resolve comment button when you showed the
Mm-hmm.
first page, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it looks like the add-on is disabling that option, is it?
Uh, what did you say? Disabling? I didn't quite hear
So
that.
we have in the native Confluence inline comments, there is an option
Mm-hmm.
to resolve your comments.
Yeah.
And once you're resolved, then it's not easy to get it back, right? You need to go to the page history and track it, or the
Mm-hmm.
resolved comments, right?
Yeah. Right.
So do we have similar resolve option, and then can it easily be restored?
We can delete this comment from the page, and once you want to restore it, we can do it with going back to the version of the page with inline comment, because once you resolve this comment, it inserts, I'll show you later, it inserts this mark in your Confluence page history, and you can go back to this page version and resume this comment again. So
All right. So I
this,
think then we still have restoration is through the native functionality, right? Native
yeah,
Confluence.
yeah,
Restored. All right.
yeah. So
Okay.
I,
And
I showed you like workaround not to delete comments, inline comments from a page and have them at hand by using archive discussion feature. So that's exactly the way to have them at hand, and yeah, at the same time not to like juggle with these restoring things, because when you restore the page, when you go back to the previous page version, you like make all the changes made after this version also um, disappear from the page. So yeah, it's not that really convenient, so it's better to use this archive option, but it's possible to do that. Also, it's important to mention that once you delete inline comment, or I mean not resolve it, uh, you can't restore it. But once you delete uh, talk discussion, you can restore it. So that's also important to know.
okay, so I see a couple of more questions in the box, but I have one more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
so, how does the add-on pick up the task list from the inline comment? So, not all comment may not be task, right? There could also be responses, or it could be just information. So, it may not be a task actually. So, how does it pick right task and display it in the report?
Yeah, actually, there is not like automatic option for that. I suppose it could be managed, like for example, have some internal agreement regarding when the token line comments are tasks. Or for example, it could be the case also when you perceive native line comments as comments, and for example, using our app for tasks. And I suppose it will be a better option not to like confuse between um, like the inline comments, talks as inline comments, and tasks as inline comments. So you can like have the inline comments option with native um, comments in Confluence, and our talks as tasks, for example.
Okay, understood. Understood.
Oh, also, it's also one idea came to me. For example, I didn't show you that we have this changing of the color thread. One moment. And for example, you could also like have agreement. For example, all the tasks will be marked in red. Yeah, and for example, you could mark these tasks like this, and once you open the page, you would see that this is the task. And for example, you can also add priority. For example, if it's just general inline comment, I suppose it's like don't need a priority. But when you want to like highlight that this is the task, it's important, you can add priority, and your, for example, teammates can perceive this comment as if it's a task. Yeah.
Cool. And here in this page, so you see the second comment, right, by Jack. It says good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So is it also being pulled as a task? That was my question, in fact.
You see that it's like when you mention, okay, I suppose this like exactly this line,
Mhm.
it's not a task, but for example, you could like see that this initial line that in the initial line was mentioned somebody, and this person will receive notification about it. And once she will see that this comment has a priority, she can
Mhm.
check the content of this comment, and by the status, by the priority, or by the color, she can define that this is the task. So I suppose it's or should be like internally uh, internally discussed when you want to use inline comments as tasks. Yeah.
All right. So as I understood this, like only when somebody is tagged and that comment would be considered as task against that particular person.
Yeah. 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 Totally right.
Correct. I see a question, a chat from Mula asking,
Mm-hmm.
could you please show once again from where did you get add the task? Uh, so the request is to show how did you add a task from the comment.
Uh, mm, Let me clarify. Mula means this meeting notes page where we see these action items and work with inline comments along with these tasks, or what? Maybe I don't understand clearly. Vishnu, do you understand what Mula means?
No, I think what he's asking, how did you add a
Yes,
task? So we
he
add a
answered
task
yes.
from the inline comments, right? So
Yeah, yeah. It's just was prepared beforehand page, and I just by hovering over this task, I added inline comment to to make some clarifications. So it's like native inline Confluence tasks, but I added here some clarifications with our talks. So it wasn't like an automatic action to make inline comment, to make task from inline comments. So it's like separate features. But we can use them both.
okay, Mulak, does that answer your question? If
Yeah,
we need,
please let us know. Okay, so may I also ask a question?
sure.
If anybody hears still, could you please maybe by adding plus to this chat whether you perceived ever inline comments as tasks? So if yes, please send plus, for example.
Okay. So if it is no, I mean, we use inline comment quite often, but the native functionality, we
Mm-hmm.
don't have this talk app in our
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
instances. Yeah, and never used as, it could be to some extent it could be task. We when we review something, we ask people to look at some action items, and we resolve right after that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't keep it like a task list and then pull out a report. uh,
Yeah, you know.
Others, like, please feel free to add your vote there. You can just send a message in the chat box. Yeah, since Shrikant says yes.
Yeah. I suppose it's because Talk has these specific features which helps perceive inline tasks as comments, because actually our customers say that they often do that because they see these inline comments on the page and perceive them as action items in this task list. So yeah, it was really interesting for me to know that, and then I started to like go deeper in this question, and I understood that yes, it is, they could be used as tasks.
Yeah, so if you look at the chat box, most of them
Hmm.
are using like converting a command to a Jira issue.
But
Pretty much use
yeah,
case.
I understand, but sometimes it's kind of a task which need like don't need this mm, how to say this elaborate actions to perform it. For example, it's only connected with the content on the page. And I suppose for the most part, inline comments, when they perceived as tasks, exactly connected with this case, when it's just some remarks on the page, some context improvements. It's actually not like a real Jira task. So it's just maybe like some, Confluence content task, I would say so. But yeah, thank you for your case. It's great.
Hey, Vivek, you
Am I
have
audible?
something? Yes, you are.
Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what I was pointing to, because if that is something that has to be tracked for kind of KPIs or something, then it
Mm-hmm.
is always a good practice to have a
Yeah,
Jira task. That is what we
agree.
generally do. But if this is something kind of a stand up, or you are working on a idea which is still not properly planned, then you can definitely have a suppose you can just put it on the rough notes saying that this is what has been decided that will be later on figured out. So those kind of thing you can definitely mark as an inline task, if
Mm-hmm.
that is a collaborative space if you are using. But if you are using that page for some action item, then we generally go for Jira issues.
Yeah, agree. Thank you. I totally
But
agree.
thanks for the demo, by the way. I think I have some use case that may be useful in future. So one question that
Yeah,
I have now. So all this is coming from a plugin, right?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So suppose this plugin is unlicensed, or you decide to move away from the plugin sooner or later. I'm just asking hypothetically. So what will happen to the tasks those are already there in Confluence?
What do you mean? Move in what direction? I mean, when the
If the plugin is unlicensed or if it is disabled, so what will happen to the existing data which is there from the plugin side?
okay, okay, let me see this situation. Um, I suppose when like, do you mean the case when you like, for example, change the one Confluence instance for another? For example, this
I can
situation.
help you, Adina. So what Vivek is commenting about, like, say your license expired and you're not planning to renew the, or you plan to uninstall the add-on from your system.
Okay. So see,
Yep.
do you mean when your
Thank
license
you.
expires? Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
sometimes I've seen that there is a gap between getting the renewal, or in such cases, if there are inline tasks, there might be chances that those are still worked on. So I was just wondering what will happen to the folks who are relying on that.
Yeah. Actually, when the license is expired, you can't see our comments on the page.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the confirmation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at
Well,
all.
Okay.
that's a great question. In fact, most of the enterprise customer would go through that for sure. The
Yep.
purchase and the process takes some time.
Yeah, but
Correct. So
when you change like Confluence instances, we have a workaround how to shift these comments from one instance into the other one. So we
okay.
have this solution. But
So
when your license expires, you can't see the comments. But when you renew this license again, you will see them. They
yep.
they don't disappear.
Okay. So the data is underneath there, but it will just rely on the activation. So why I was asking this question is it was kind of inherited from the other scenario that I was discussing earlier. So that's the reason generally people tend to create Jira task from the pages itself.
Mm-hmm.
So even if Confluence some plugins are missing or something, so mostly those are for documentation purpose. So they do not have to worry about it. But if it is something that they are actively working on, then this might be like a block excuse me, blocker for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. I suppose it's reasonably to make these Jira tasks when this task takes a lot of time and effort to resolve, and it's not a question over one day. But it's if it's like um, a quick um, a quick like task to resolve. It's not necessary to make a Jira task. I suppose it's just should
Yeah,
be resolved
agree.
within the Confluence page. But for these
Yes,
long-term tasks, it's reasonable to make it a Jira one.
yes, agreed, agreed.
Yeah.
So, thanks for the clarification. Yeah, now,
Not at all.
yeah, cool. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
too.
Vishnu, for pitching in. Yeah.
And there are a few plugins, like for example, Scroll Office or Exporter, or maybe some other plugins, which
Hmm.
enables end users to
Scroll
enable
versions.
few more customized templates.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I know
in
that.
that case, is the this plugin its support for another plugin as well?
Yeah, of course. Actually, you asked me a question. It's like the recent support case, because also there was a client who asked me whether the talk is compatible with scroll versions, and I've checked that. It was like a few weeks ago, and yeah, it works fine on the like draft page, and yeah, when you make it the major one. So you could see these comments as well as on the draft page and on the um, on the key one.
Okay, okay. Thanks for addressing those, Iryna.
Yeah, not at all.
I don't see any further questions, Serena, but I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
So the priority we've been setting there in the comments, right, for
Mm-hmm.
the task. So
Mm-hmm.
can it be customized, or is it a default list coming from?
Do you mean the levels of priority?
Right. So
No, I suppose we can't change it. It's only this list of priorities which is accessible. Yeah. So
uh,
maybe I didn't mention also that once once the status of this talk changes, the watcher of the page space or this comment will receive notification about it in their inbox, so they won't miss them when the priority changes.
okay, and can we collaborate through email then? If you get a notification when there is a change happens in the comment, can we respond back to the comment via email? Would it be added as a?
Oh, no, you need to go to this page and answer right on this talk inline comment. No,
Cool. I think you
unfortunately,
got a
there is
couple of
no.
more new feature requests from us then.
So
Something we can
would you
consider. Maybe
like to add comments right from your inbox?
most, yes, I think that could be the use cases for most of the leaderships, right? They don't
So
really want to go to the application.
let me ask you, maybe if you would like to trial this app after our meeting, you could connect with me later and ask whether this feature is really necessary for you. Because yes, so far it could seem for you necessary, but maybe later you change your opinion. Maybe it's not that really necessary. It would be really interesting for me to know your opinion when you.
Sure, I think we can try. So does it available? Is it available for cloud or just?
Oh no, so far it's only available for server and DC. Yeah.
Okay.
So far, yeah, it's only two options.
Yeah, I think we'll make a try. If we can get as a trial license, we'll try it out first.
Yeah, would be great. Would be great if you then connect with me and say your feedback
Sure,
about it.
sure. Um, any questions? Anyone else? I don't see anything in the chat box. I think we have answered all here as well as in the chat box. Yeah, no
No,
questions.
there are no
So do
questions.
you still want to run this survey, Iryna, or you have already asked the question?
I suppose, yeah, I'm done for today with my questions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the answers. I analyzed them afterwards one more time. Yeah, your feedback is valuable for me. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, everybody, who will join today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Talk to you next month. Maybe we'll have another session.
Yeah, it would be great. It would be great to see you again.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you, Iryna, for making this happen
Thank you
today.
to Vishnu for having me. And I suppose maybe we'll see in the future, maybe over some new topics. Yeah, it would be
Sure. Yeah,
great.
definitely. Thank you
So
all. Take care.
take care.
Thanks, Arina. Thanks, everyone.
So, no,
Bye.
goodbye.